I believe a hero is someone who selflessly gets up every day to defend what they represent. Someone who fights the status quo to change the world for the better. And someone who inspires others to become heroes. I also believe that there's a hero in all of us. A hero that could change lives, just like the heroes that changed mine. I've been playing sports since I was 8. Growing up, I remember my parents saying that an active body equals a healthy mind, and a healthy mind equals a healthy body. Sports were a good way to exercise, a fun way to spend my free time, and a great opportunity to meet new people. Sports also became my way of dealing with bad emotions: stress, anger, sadness, laziness. If I were having a bad day, I'll go for a run. And if I were having a good day, I'll also go for a run. They became a very important part of my life because whenever I was out there, I felt truly free. Free from the negativity, the confusion, the doubt. However, I didn't know that my freedom was about to end. I remember being only 16 when pain appeared for the first time in my life. I also remember thinking that it was just a regular after practice sore body, so I'll usually just ignore it, but later on, this will become something else. I started suffering from knee pain, lower back pain, shoulder issues, and migraines, everything when practicing sports. At first, the pain will put me out of commission for around a week, but not only stopping me from doing the things that I loved, but stopping me from everything else in life. I thought that to live a life free of pain, I had to give up my hobbies. The problem was that sports were not only my hobby, they were my way to cope with all the bad things in my life, so I had to do something. I remember Googling my symptoms and trying to find the quickest and cheapest solution to fix all these little problems. Painkillers, Tylenol, topical medication, heat and ice, and rest. That became my way to deal with life. I was not ready to give up on my career as an athlete just because of normal athlete problems. And that was my mistake, to think that they were normal. At first, all these quick solutions were wonderful. They were helping me going through the pain so I could keep practicing sports. But I didn't know that the problem with these quick fixes is that they gave me false hope. They gave me momentary relief and many side effects. Three years later, my migraines became cluster headaches. My lower back pain was worse than ever. My joint issues were getting worse and worse. And my liver started suffering the side effects of daily painkillers. What used to take me a couple days or a week max to recover, it started taking multiple weeks and sometimes even months. I was only 19 years old and I already felt like a crumbling building, just ready to collapse at any second. That was the first time when I really thought that my career as an athlete was over. But it was then when I found this group of people that taught me that living in pain and having to take a decision to sacrifice my happiness should not be an option.
Unfortunately, the current healthcare system is designed to help the food and pharmaceutical industries by giving people garbage advice on health so they can treat the outcomes of that advice with drugs, radiation, injections, and surgeries. They want to create forever sick patients that will need them for the rest of their life. At least that's their hope. We are a practice dedicated on disrupting that status quo by teaching true health and wellness to as many people as possible. We strongly believe that the human body is designed to thrive and that it just needs to be free of interference. We believe that a healthy human has an optimal spine, consistent movement practices, and a good understanding of how nutrition and other lifestyle factors affect their body. Because of that, we represent a beacon of light in the community. Our sole purpose is to help people get back to living their life at 100% by focusing on discovering the root of any underlying issues, correcting them, and teaching people how to live a sustainable and healthy life.
We are so used to living in pain, researching new medicines and miracle solutions, paying for overpriced health insurance, and living with anxiety that someday we will need it, almost like anticipating pain in our lives. And it is not our fault, or at least not entirely. We were never taught that our current healthcare model is designed to deal only with the consequences of a problem, but never get to the root cause. Poor habits, lack of movement, unhealthy diet, high stress, those are the real villains in our everyday lives. But now I know that you don't need to wear a cape to be a hero, because these heroes taught me how to live at 100%. And now it's my turn to get up and share my beliefs, to fight the status quo, to change the world for the better, and to inspire others to become everyday heroes.